Hello and welcome to City Skylines 2. I'm Noin and today we're going to look at revitalizing this old Japanese village. Unfortunately I didn't record any of the building of this, which in hindsight would have made some good video, but live and learn. So this small village has gone through a bit of a population decline. There are some buildings that are missing. You can see the concrete patches where a building should be, but this isn't uncommon in Japan. A lot of the villages have started to look like this. To get inspiration for this build, I went onto Google Maps and took a look around, and you can change the date in Google Maps when you're on Street View, and you can really see a difference in a lot of places. Buildings that used to be there and now they're no longer there. But in some areas there are some new buildings going up, which I want to kind of do for this village here. I want to revitalize it, make it a part of the region that people want to visit. So this village itself it has some farmland. It's got some fertile land across down the riverbank, which we can expand on, and it's also got the region's water pumping station, and there's also a fuel stop because it is in between two highways. So we just get a little bit of traffic, which means hopefully it wouldn't become a complete ghost town. But I think it's in a really good place between these two highways. It's between these mountains, which are really picturesque. And Fuji is in the background over there. This is the Fuji map, which you can find on the Paradox mod store. But today we're going to build a little onsen just up in the hills, which would hopefully attract some tourism, make a little resort area, and that will be the first steps to revitalizing the town. So as part of an attempt to revitalize the town already, there is a little combini here with the fuel stop. So there is a bit of an effort already. We're going to really try and change that by starting with this onsen, which is going to be up on the hills here. I already have a ledge. There is a bit of farmland up here, which I hid in the trees. But we're just going to put it off to the side here. So I'm going to start building and leveling the land, and I'll jump back. I've made some progress. I realised as I was editing that I didn't actually leave anywhere to explain what I was doing, so I attempt to do that now in post. So I levelled the land and I left these 3 plateaus, one for a car park and then 2 more for some building placement. did end up using just static buildings, which eventually I'll add in the Ploppable services, which is one of the mods that I used, just to create an area that people would actually visit, so we could see some Sims actually walking around. So I selected a couple of different types of building, some more traditional and a couple more modern, just to make it feel like that the historical buildings are still being used, but they've been renovated and modernized. You'll also see I add and remove some buildings just because they don't work. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Some things just don't fit and you're better off doing something else. I did use the recolor mod to adjust some of the buildings. Unfortunately, some of the static buildings don't all have the option to be recolored, so I had to choose some that did, so that the theme all matches and they look like they're supposed to be there. I do apologise that it turned to night while I was building this. It isn't too difficult to see what's going on. use the water source mod to fill in this onsen bath, but I ended up just using the water surfaces. If you've ever got anywhere that looks a little rough, if you just cover it with bushes, it's going to help a lot. It's going to really hide quite a lot of stuff. You'll see I do that quite often here, where there might be a bit of an edge that I can't quite get right, so bushes come to the rescue. So one thing that I also thought about while I was in this is I'm quite into aquascaping, and one of the traditional layouts is an Iwagumi style tank, and it's about using rock placement. And as I was building that, these empty spaces, they sort of, with these rocks, they became this Iwagumi style landscape. They became the kind of main focal point for these areas. So here I add the Ploppable surfaces, and I made the mistake of plopping it inside the building before I actually added any of the upgrades. So just make sure you don't do that, because it's a pain in the arse trying to move that building out of the way and then back in. I'm also clearing an area so that I can start to create a little pathway from the village up to the onsen itself. This just gives access from all sorts of transport. This also ends up being very ugly, as we have no steps or stairs in City Skylines 2. So luckily, I just hide it all with trees, and no one will ever know. This is the completed Onsen resort. Let's go into a cinematic camera view. I think it's turned out pretty well. There are some things I hadn't tried before, like this stone retaining wall. It looks okay. Obviously you don't get too close, so you don't see all the little minute details. So this is the actual outdoor onsen bath. To try to use the water source, but in the end I just settled on the reflective water surfaces. I think if we go here, see the views. Maybe I'll chop down some of those trees. You can look out over the mountain from in here, which I think is a nice view. And then up here would be some indoor baths and some lodging, so someone could stay. There should be enough car park in there. I've put bus stops and taxi stops as well, so everyone can get there. What I didn't show on camera is I just put in this road as well, this winding road up the mountain. And then I did show this this footpath which goes up here as well. I need to tidy up down here, but it just means in the future, if there's a rail connection, then people can come here via rail and walk up to here instead of getting a bus or a car. If you made it this far into the video, I want to thank you very much for sticking around. If you want to see more, then subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, suggest things, recommend things, anything you think could be done better, or anything you liked, let me know. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one.